Hey, what's up everybody? It's early in the morning and I'm actually headed to the Atlanta airport. I got a email from New Mexico yesterday about a original owner of a 1984 300D. It's optioned with the real leather seats and low mileage, and they were asking if I was interested in buying it. Apparently someone referred me to these folks. So I'm headed to the airport, and Shannon is so nice to give me a ride. She doesn't want to be on camera. And so I'm going to go to the airport and fly to New Mexico, and we're going to see what we have. All right, just got on the plane and we are taking off in like 10 minutes. I'll come back with some more video. Hopefully I get to interview the original owner of this car when we get there. He's a very particular guy. I talked to him for about an hour about the car, and he's also a mechanic. So this should be interesting. We'll see you soon. Hey, what's up everybody? So we just got to Las Cruces, yes, New Mexico, and we're here with Winfield over here and Willie over here. Willie is the original owner. Oh, and here's the car, 300D 1984. And this is the first time I've seen it, you guys. Don't be scared of the camera. Come on. I mean, you know, I said I was going to do a YouTube video and everybody like ran around the corner. That's the blue-green metallic. Let's take a peek in here. And wow. Really amazing condition. Tell you what, man, Willie really took care of this. Holy cow, look at that. And Willie was a mechanic for years, obviously retired now. 85,000 miles. Wow. Look at that dash, it's beautiful. This is how I like to find them. There's just some dirt and dust on the back window. This thing is just like you guys described it.
Good. that's the biggest thing. I know a lot of times.
It's like usually 1 out of 4 is the real deal.
Gotcha. Well, good.
We got to compliment you on how well you have preserved this vehicle. I mean, this is amazing. Well, it's exactly what you said it is.
I had bought it so I could take my daughter home when she was born, but it took 2 years for her to be born. So,
so you bought this car.
Let me take this stuff out because I had it back here. I was cleaning up a little bit. So let me just take this. This goes in the front.
Okay, sure.
We'll go over.
Willie, you said you bought this in April
1984.
And you
European imports in Albuquerque.
Albuquerque, and you said you were a mechanic. You said you worked on, but mainly American cars.
Yeah, I used to build engines and stuff, you know, back in the late 60s, early 70s. And then I got into Japanese stuff, but Mazdas and stuff. But when we bought this car, I no longer had any American. I had pretty much, and so
you were sold as soon as you got the Mercedes.
Mom wanted a nice car, so I bought her a nice Mazda. And then I thought, well, it's my turn. And
yeah, these cars are great, aren't they?
And anyway, so it's only had 3 drivers, me, mainly my daughter, and then her mom drove it a little bit. She didn't like to drive it because it's a different kind of car. It's a road machine.
Yeah.
You know, the big steering wheel deal.
They're totally unique.
So anyway, but it had 14 miles on it. This is a showroom car. Originally, like I told you before, I was getting an M1, the 190. Thank goodness that didn't happen. So where do you want to start?
Yeah, you know, I'm just recording your story.
Every bit of maintenance on this car. The only thing that anybody's touched on this car, other than me, as far as mechanics, is the 2 free oil changes I got at the beginning. That's it.
Yeah, you know, because I looked up the vehicle history report, and there is no history. It's because you were maintaining all of it.
Yeah,
And
so-
you said you know how to do valve
Well, yeah,
adjustments
the
and
valve adjustments on this thing is not super critical, but it needs to be done every
Yeah.
so often.
but that's why there's no records anywhere like on Carfax. It's because you did everything.
Yeah.
That's great.
So, well, I'll tell you what. Let me just everything on this car, except for the tires, the battery, the windshield wipers, and then I'll show you some of the stuff. Everything's original in this car. As you can see, the leathers.
Yeah,
and-
it's
and
it's
so
beautiful. Oh, and this is the leather. You got the leather option.
This is the leather
This
option.
is not MB Tex.
No, this is the only car on the lot that had the full leather, and it's all leather, not
Oh,
just
yeah.
like they do now, John.
Let me see this
Where
front
just
seat.
They say, I don't care what you buy. It's
Wow.
it's only the seating area that's leather on any car. Now.
Yeah.
This is all leather.
This leather is
Seats,
really,
leather,
really
the
nice.
everything's leather.
So how did you keep this leather in such good
Lexol.
shape? Lexol.
Little shout out to Lexol.
Lexol, that's what you
Dealer
used.
recommended that I use Lexol about every seven or 8 months. So it's great on the hands, and that's where I put it.
Every 7 or 8 months, you would
Yeah,
treat
and
the
so
seats.
back, as you can see, of course, the car's never been sitting in the sun. There's no cracks. The seams are not pulling apart, and the leather.
No, it's absolutely the rubber is still soft. It hasn't
Yeah.
been sitting out in the sun. You never park to this outside.
No, no, and so, like I say, so the brakes, as far as the brakes go, the front ones were replaced because of the dust.
Sure.
And they weren't worn out, but I replaced them, and so it's got a little hard to compound, and rotors are intact. And I've got some close-up pictures that I can show you the wheels off, but we'll see that later. And so anyway, and then and here's some extra parts.
Oh, cool.
They're brand new. They're from Auto House.
Oh, yeah. I know Auto House.
So anyway, this is the spare, and that's what it came with. They were at that time they were high performance tires.
Yeah, that's the original tire
They
on
didn't
there.
last very long, but they were super in the rain. And this white stuff here.
That's just because it's an
See
old
what
tire.
happens? See, it's just but the rubber's not cracked or anything. This thing's never been on the road. And here's your new oil filter. And then here's the jack and the tool kit.
Hey, let's go look at the engine.
Okay.
I got to see the engine.
So I may back out of this deal if you keep make me show you. So there's the engine.
Now, did you put this sticker here, danger?
Yeah.
You know, that is a dangerous spot.
That came off of the electrical panel of the locomotive.
Hey, you get your fingers in there,
It's right
that
there.
metal blade will take them off.
So again, these are all
I can-
factory. I've got the old ones back there. You can look at them later.
Oh, but you put factory hoses back.
Yeah.
I see the factory
Yeah, and
clamps.
here's the yeah, everything's factory, and this one too. And then it's got new contact. That's what it came with, Continentals. So that's what
Okay.
it's got now. And of course, it's got a new battery. All the fluids have been changed.
Yeah, I was just looking. I see you.
Yeah,
You
that's
flushed the brake
Well, I
fluid.
replaced this master cylinder. Remember I told you about that?
Oh yeah, I can see you also put the Mercedes, the Zyrtec coolant in there, the correct coolant.
Yeah,
So you really babied this car.
yeah. And there's a little dampness right here. It's gonna need a valve cover gasket, but it doesn't like drip, but it's
I've got plenty of those at the shop.
None of the return hoses on the injectors are leaking.
I brought a set with me just in case.
Oh, okay. And so all of the, like I told you, the vacuum has been checked out. All the systems working good, and so
This is really nice. You
and,
really.
and there's an extra mono valve.
Oh, you put a replacement monovalve in there.
So that's pretty much all I've done, other than change oil and change the fuel.
Fuel filter, yeah.
And I etched that on there, 24 millimeter, and
Oh,
it's easy
yeah.
to change out. and there's the
Yeah, I brought a pre-filter with me.
and you'll get another.
It looks
free
like
one.
you put in another primer pump.
Yeah, I thought it was a push button, but it's not, John. But it is a newer one.
That's the original
yeah,
style, yeah.
Yeah. So, and the linkage is pretty tight. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
And it shuts off. I mean, right now when it. So.
So, just curious, do you have any of the original paperwork that you got with the vehicle, like from the dealership or any of that
The
stuff?
factory's brochures, all that's all that.
You've got all that. Cool.
So you'll get the quick guide to the radio, to the got the original Grand Prix Becker in there, Becker Grand Prix, and
Such a beautiful car,
So-
Willie.
and I've got pictures of the turbo. it's a KKK, like I told you. It's not a Garrett. So this thing spools up pretty fast.
Yeah, I noticed that the KKKs, they spin up quicker than the Garretts.
Yeah.
But they usually, you only find those on 85s.
Right.
But they put one on this 84.
And this is an early 84 production, so I don't know.
Hey.
And so anyway, and it's got a brand new air filter. So basically right now, it's ready for the road, except
We'll do an oil change right here.
And the shocks are good.
Willie, thank you very much.
Okay.
So you
enjoy it. It runs.
You've taken such good care of this car. This is I don't find them like this very often, and it's great to see people that. I mean, that's the original hood pad you still have.
Yeah, that's gonna come off.
Of course.
But anyway.
But the fact that it's there, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, let me get started on this oil change.
Okay.
So, Willie, you were just showing me, you did change the radiator hoses, but you just kept the original ones.
Yeah, those are the original ones that came with the car, and the belts.
Oh, those are the original belts that came with it?
Yeah, and so I'm sure they could have done another.
And this is what you were going to do next, it looks like.
Yeah, down the road, another, I don't know, 15, 20,000 miles. I just wanted to have extra parts. And here's the
transmission filter and pan gasket.
There's a mono valve, and it still worked, but I went ahead and changed it. And then this is a power steering oil filter.
That's an original Bosch mono valve.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the good stuff right there.
And this is a Hangst, and of course, you know.
Oh, and you got some R12?
Well, yeah, this is what they call compatible. And see,
okay,
I was buying it. These folks really put out a good product, but anyway, this was the only thing I could find that will not do something ugly, weird.
Okay, so it works.
Yeah, it works. And so this, although this is only 6 ounces,
yeah, I think
this is equivalent to 18 ounces of R12.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you told me that.
So you don't want.
So this is still the R12 system. We just need to check for some leaks, maybe tighten the fittings and recharge it. See what happens.
And it may just be a small seal because the leak was very small. Here's the converter. A lot of people, they change the transmission fluid and they don't dump the oil in the converter. And this is the only.
Oh yeah, the torque converter plug. Yeah.
You turn it to.
I'm glad you got that.
Yeah. So that's that, and then we got an extra spin on.
Nice.
And that's
so cool. So halfway back to Atlanta, if I decide to change my transmission pan gasket, I got it right here.
Yeah, and yeah, you probably won't have to do it for a while, but so anyway.
Man, you've really taken care of this car. It's so nice.
John, I've checked all the bulbs.
Yeah, I was just looking up here. Even the trunk bulb still works. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's still working.
And so all the bulbs are okay.
It's beautiful. I was just telling Willie, I was looking under the car, and you know, being New Mexico, you see we're in New Mexico, there's the mountains, or it's basically desert, and which you guys will see later in the videos, but the exhaust it's so, normally there's pretty scaly rust on the exhaust pipes, and this is so nice because there's not much water out here.
Yeah.
And such a cool car.
And of course, this thing has never been driven in the snow. It's been driven in rain, but no mud. No, none of that baloney. And I went overboard. I was babying the car. The only thing I didn't baby it was on the highway because I got chewed out by Mr. Freezy, who was the master technician. He said, "Don't be driving around like you're driving because you're going to carbon up the engine."
Yeah, so put the pedal down.
Put the pedal down. He said, after you drive it a couple, 3,000-4,000 miles, he said it's not going to blow up on you. And so it's reliable to the max. I mean,
well, it sure is beautiful. That leather, I love that leather. Let's show everybody this leather again.
And this is what I was telling you. After 37 years, 38 years now in April, this is
that's the worst it ever got, is that little bitty crease right here.
And only on that side because when you slip out.
Yeah.
But the other seat doesn't have any, and nobody ever ate.
It's beautiful.
Or anything, because I was afraid.
The wood trim it's perfect, and all the switches.
Yeah, and everything works.
Yeah.
The climate control works and all that, and so, and like I said, the floor mats. This thing's never been. I mean, this is the way from brand new. As you can see, there's no wear. There's no wear on the pedal.
There's no wear on the pedal either.
And so.
Yeah, this is one of the nicer ones I've found.
and I used to grease the hinge, you know, with that little grease fittings here.
Oh, you would grease the hinges?
Yeah, and I haven't done that. I'd never seen a car with that kind of deal. But
well, Willie, this is great. Let's go inside and we'll do the title and the money and that kind of stuff.
so are you going to give me a $700?
$700. You've got a deal. All right, there we go. 85,186. And when I was walking out the door, I asked Willie if he had any of the original paperwork, and sure enough, he went into his office and he grabbed the original window sticker. There you go, European imports, Mercedes-Benz, Porsche, Audi, Albuquerque, New Mexico. There's the original build tag and other documentation that came with the car if he needed to order something. Anyway, he had the original documents. So there it is, Mercedes-Benz, North America. So that's super cool. And this is easily one of the nicest 300Ds I picked up. I picked up a lot of nice ones, and this one's cool because it has the Palomino leather. It's real leather, and I forgot what Willie called the stuff that he put on the seats, but he said he did it every 7 or 8 months, rubbed it on the leather, and it's like brand new. The car's like brand new. It's incredible. So I just filled up, and I'm in New Mexico, and I'm hitting the highway towards Atlanta, Georgia. So we'll take some footage out on the highway. Well, here we are, guys, riding through New Mexico, headed towards El Paso, Texas. She's on cruise control at 75 and running perfect. This is one of the smoothest 300Ds I've ever ridden in, and these leather seats are incredibly comfortable. I'll probably be able to do a 10 or 12 hour drive today. And we're just out here going through the desert. Best cars ever made. That's Juarez, Mexico. Guys, today we're going to do the ultimate miles per gallon test. I am in West Texas, headed to Atlanta in a 1984 300D. Beautiful car, 85,000 miles on it. It's in outstanding condition. And I don't know if any of you guys have driven through West Texas, but it is a straight road for hours and hours. It is perfectly flat and perfectly straight. So I've got the cruise control set at 70 miles per hour, and I'm in the right lane. I just reset the trip odometer 4 miles ago, and I filled the tank all the way up to the brim where the diesel was about to come out and spill out. So I'm going to track, you know, we'll do 150, 200 miles. I don't know, maybe we'll do 300 miles. And then I'll stop and fill it right back up to the exact same spot where it's about to come out of the tank, so I know it's the exact same amount of fuel that I just put in it. And we're going to see what a mint condition 84 300D that was meticulously cared for by its original owner. We'll see what kind of miles per gallon it gets, so stay tuned. I have a long drive ahead of me. .98 gallons. So let's do the math, fellas. Guys, this is crazy. I just did that math and it says I'm getting 31.3 miles to the gallon. I have never seen an OM617 engine do that. We did 187.7 divided by 5.98. We rounded up to the second decimal, and that is 31.3 miles per gallon, which is absolutely incredible. I don't know why this car is special. Like on my OM617 1980, I get like 22 miles per gallon max. So anyway, this is cruise control set at 75. Let's see, 70. That's like 3,100 to 3,200, 3,200 RPMs. 55 degrees, perfectly flat, 32 psi on the tires, and not touching the gas pedal and not running the AC. 31.3 miles per gallon. That's pretty unbelievable. Take care.